Lionel Messi joining Inter Miami officially yesterday. This is the introduction that was broadcast live, we should mention, on Apple TV Plus. We know they don't do a lot of live events, so interesting to just see them do live streaming. Also interesting to see how crowded that stadium was. There was a 2-hour rain delay before this event. It was pouring in Florida. 2-hour rain delay. He still fills a stadium. CNN was out reporting that some of the tickets for this Friday's game were as high as $110,000. I checked a little bit earlier this afternoon. The highest ticket is about $55,000. Get-in price $230, which is significantly higher than you normally pay for an MLS game. So it seems like you're starting to see the impact here and wondering what it means for Apple in terms of subscriptions, in terms of this big MLS deal. Remember, they're paying MLS $250 million a year. Those broadcast rights are $250 million a year for professional soccer that otherwise I think a lot of people sort of think of as an afterthought here in the U.S. So interesting to see this interest pick up even more.
Yeah, definitely, I think, a positive for Apple. And like you were saying, to me, professional soccer, it's not huge in the U.S. It's all about the NFL, MLB. Soccer, huge abroad, not necessarily in the U.S. So I am curious if this kind of piques more interest in the sport overall and what ripple effect that could have.
So it's a couple of things, right? $110,000, that seems insane to me. I don't know where that's coming from.
It's some fancy, sweet ticket,
yeah,
right?
I heard $487-ish average ticket, or a normal price for that League Cup game with that Mexican team there. But I think they picked the right spot in Miami. It is a huge soccer hotbed.
So true.
Latin America, the kind of the gateway to Latin America. The perfect spot for Messi. Plenty of South Americans there. I could see the hoopla. I could see the hype. If he landed in like Kansas City, it's not going to happen, right? So I can understand that, but I think right about that big TV contract. Is Messi going to be able to justify sort of that cost that Apple paid? I know he's getting a piece of that. It's a complicated deal, right?
I think it gets into an interesting part, too. You mentioned it being the right market for it. There's an interesting article in the Journal today by Roshan Fernandez pointing out how many Argentinians are in that area. Over 50,000 Argentinians in that metro area there when you go all the way to Fort Lauderdale as well and kind of combine those big Florida areas. But so you have a lot of people there.
Wow.
And then also, Pras, I'm curious what it does for international sales for Apple. Think about the icon that Messi is and the fact that people from Argentina are going to want to watch him play no matter where he's playing, no matter the quality, no matter if you can argue that the MLS isn't that great and he's going to dominate. People adore the guy. So I think you're going to see maybe some international boost as well, which would be interesting.
And that's a really big deal when it comes to all of these streaming giants. It's something that Netflix has been able to really harness very well, those foreign subscriptions and more localized content overseas. So you wonder if the other streamers, if they can get into that, that's a good thing.